Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on for more Team Wars content. Hello everyone and welcome to the first of the many interviews. We have Alacorn joining us today. Say hello.
Hello,
And,
I'm Alacorn from Sensei.
and we will be having one of the segments for Team Wars Talks, which includes the expectation for week 2. As you can see on the screen, we have Sensei up against Kizuki Reborn, which ended with Sensei's win. Not just the expectations going into the match, but also the performance within the match. Because, well, Alacorn didn't get to play, but I am sure he was a good part of the match itself with perhaps preparation and support. And
hmm
last but not least, we'll also be having the prediction for the next week up against Last Killer. So, Alacorn, going into Team
Yeah,
Wars Season 10, meta didn't really change from Season 9. There were very few new decks to use, and there were some also older decks that made a little comeback, as we can see right here with Ritual Beast, Luna Light, and Fire Kings, even Cyber Dragon, you could say. Did you include these in the lineup, perhaps due to Kizuki Reborn's playstyle or expectations from them?
yeah, sure. Uh, we put Richard as a starter because uh, it seems at the last match they used two TG Dinos, so we predicted they would use TG Dino as a starter, and it was right. And also, uh, we put Luna Light because I think it is the best counter deck to Onomat, and they seem to use more than two Onomats in the last game. So, and we also use a Cyber Dragon because they use Shirandui and some back row decks. So I think this strategies and analysts work well against the team, and we won.
Nice. Yeah, I can definitely see the choice behind the starting lineup with Ritual Beast and Luna Light. As you said, Ritual Beast is a very good counter to TG Dino, and Luna Light, well, it's a pretty good deck to the pair, perhaps, of the TG Dino. In this case, it didn't turn out to be exactly Onomat, but Harpies also kind of suffers up against Luna Light.
Yeah, yeah, sure. Like we didn't expect harpies, but it worked well. Yeah.
Definitely. So one of the highlights of this match was the fact that My Turn had a pretty good streak of 6 wins total, 3 of each with Trimed and Onomat. Um, I can see that he won against Thunder Dragon, which it's a pretty good matchup for Trimed, which is why you sent him in. But also
hmm
Cyber Dragon and Onomat. Uh, I'm not quite good on those matchups. How would you say My Turn got to win those if you were watching?
Uh, Truly, Cyber Dragon break at the match, so it was so lucky that my turn won the match, and like there was a, I could say that there was a turning point that we could win the whole game because like the opponent team wouldn't expect that Cyber Dragon would lose to Trimid, and I think the lineup, uh, the situation, the opponent get really worse when Cyber Dragon lost to Trimid, and
Mm-hmm.
I think Trimid versus Onomat is 5-5. I think like
50-50,
it
yeah.
depends. Yeah, 50-50, I think, and I think my turns Trimid was better than the Onomat, I think.
Yeah,
Sorry, I can revise my words. That sounded a little bit rude, I think.
it's all right. Yeah, so
It's alright. Okay,
yeah,
okay, okay.
so those were the first few wins with Trimet, but then Onomat as well. They repeated Shiranui into Onomat, and it managed to still win. Was it a case of Shiranui perhaps not drawing the right back row cards, or perhaps was my turn's hands pretty good to play through back row? What's your opinion, better said, on Onomat versus Shiranui?
I think the player who goes turn one has better position because Autobot can summon M7 turn one, and then the Autobot can return Spectral Soul in graveyard to their hand. So I think it depends on who goes first, and I think we could win because turn one summon M7 at turn one and just uh, just harass the Onomat with bouncing every turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see now that it's a better matchup for Onomat, despite the back row and as you said with M7 being able to control the graveyard, not only of
Yeah.
your own but also your opponent, is the
Okay.
key.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
and last thing about this match report, it's in regards to Sachi's 4-win streak later on.
Mm-hmm.
So Gaov was already on the table with Onomat and he lost the mirror. But then there were
Mm-hmm.
Sark, the Thunder Dragon, and Fire King, and also Harpies. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
did you think you had more in the left for Sachi? Or have you ever felt like you were in a losing position in this? You,
Yeah, we were a little bit nervous at the time. Like, oh, we have once lost to like Sunclan, I think, by Minato's like
yeah, seven win
uh
streak.
yeah 7 win streak once. So we have kind of PTSD on that. So we were really fear, but uh, I think we should have prepared for Onomat counter matches at the time. We thought Fire King as a counter, but it didn't work well, and yeah, such as Onomat was really good, and we couldn't find the right counter at the time. But I just Cyber Dragon like hands was really nice, so we luckily won the game, I think.
Mm-hmm. So that raises an interesting question with the probably the use of a repeat for Piyama, Fire Kings.
Uh, Actually, PM's Harpies is very strong, so Pyjamas was confident in Harpies, although Onomat is known as a counter to Harpies, but his hand didn't work well against him, so he lost, and
Hmm.
it was so unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. All right. So that could be it for the match report. It was a pretty good win for you guys. 10-8 now.
Mm-hmm.
10-8 match. Still
Yeah.
pretty scary towards the end, but you guys managed to get it. And now
Yeah.
going into week 3, uh,
Mm-hmm.
how would you say Last Killer is doing? Because it's also a new team like Kizuki Reborn, and there's
Yeah.
probably even less information on them. How are you going to prepare for them?
Actually, I analyzed their games of the last 2 weeks, and we found that Rust Killer is a really strong team with decent players. And also, there are two notable players, Emu and Sim Mavis. And Emu was really good Onoma player, and the Sim Mavis was really good Harpy players. So we'll focus on countering their decks, and I think if it works well, we will win the match, I think.
Hmm. That sounds like pretty good preparation from the side of
Okay.
Sensei. And I think that
Yeah,
would be it
hopefully.
with this segment. Maybe if you have any closing words.
We're still having hard time how to counter Dinotises and Onimus, because two decks have many variables, so I hope we can find better solutions to counter them. Yeah, and then we hope we will win all the games from now.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I hope you will find the counters needed, and thank you for joining this small segment. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Genkai Code part of the Timor Stocks show. I am joined here today by Shun, the interpreter. Hello.
Hello.
Joined as well by TsunTsun, the manager of Genkai Code. Say hello.
Hello.
And last but not least, the man himself that we will interview today, ATM.
Hello.
And we can just get right into it with the match report, because we have it right here on the screen with the week 2 match of Genkai Code against Duel Links Taiwan. So first question is, how did you prepare for this match against a pretty strong team from the division?
そう
ですね
今回のお相手はかなり強い相手だったんですけれども、どのように準備をしたのかという質問ですね。あと、相手のデッキの予想であったり、最初に出すデッキ、途中で入れるデッキなどについてお答えいただければと思います。
そうですね。対戦相手は大体顔見知りというか知ってる人たちだったので、使ってる得意なデッキっていうのを割り出したっていうのが一つ。で、もう一つは、僕たちがオノマトをすごく、よく使っているので、そのオノマトに強い、例えば、罠デッキだったりとか、サンダードラゴンとか、月光はルナライトですね。だったりだとかがそうされると思ってたので、それの対策をしようと思ってました。
わかりました。ありがとうございます。So, TsunTsun said they know the opponent well, so they kind of are able to predict what decks are used. And in addition to that, Genkai is good at onomato, so they expect the opponent to counter them with Thunder Dragon and Lunar Knight and Trap decks. So Genkai thought about countering them again with other decks.
Wow, that is very interesting, because you usually don't have this level of a mind game in a match like Team Wars, and we can see that it paid off pretty well with a 10-5 win. And even if there weren't decks such as Lunar Light, there were still decks for, like, example, Ritual Beast. Did you perhaps expect Ritual Beast from Ryu?
そうですね。チームウォーズでもかなり準備をして考えて準備したのではないかなということで、その結果が対象として出たのかなと思います。で、相手がリチュアルビスト霊獣を使ったことは、予測できましたかという質問です。
いや、全く予測できてなかったです。ただ、僕たちのチームは、そのリチュアルビーストは得意なプレイヤーが多かったので、そのリチュアルビーストがされたら嫌なこと、リチュアルビーストのカウンターの仕方っていうのを分かってたので、それがいい結果につながったと思います。
なるほど。So they didn't really expect ritual beasts, but many members of Genkai is good at and understand really well the ritual beast. So they knew what other things the opponent which our beast doesn't like made good match. So I think it led to the good results.
So once again, the matchup knowledge from Genkai Code shows up, and it granted you the win after they were even forced to use a repeat on Ritual Beast. So Haru did very well as a starter with TG Dino, a pretty new deck in the meta if you compare everything, because every single other deck is kind of old by now, but TG Dino has seen a resurgence. It's a bit new. What do you think about this deck, TG Dino?
まず一つ目は、霊獣のその対策がうまくいったということで、そこでリピートを使わせたということが効果的だったでしたねということでしたね。で、次に、春さんが、恐竜 TG でかなり活躍したということなんですけれども、他のデッキが結構歴史があるというか、前からメタに言うデッキなのに対して、TG 恐竜というのは、新しいと思うんですけれども、このデッキについてどう思いますかという質問です。
すごくいいデッキだと思ってます。特に、いろんなデッキに対して勝ち筋があるっていうところはいいと思います。ただ、特別このデッキに強いっていうのが明確にあるわけじゃないので、なんかそのカウンターで出すっていうのが難しいかなって感じてるっていうのが一つと、
なるほど。
あとはオノマトの速攻魔法が、結構苦手なので、トレミスとかバウンサーとかが苦手なんで、そこが使いづらい、オノマトが規制がかからないと使いづらいかなっていうこの2つです。まとめると、そのいいデッキでいろんなデッキに勝てるけれども、明確なカウンターとして出すのが難しいっていうのが一つと、オノマトに対しては苦手だなっていうのと、この2つです。
はい、ありがとうございます。So, TG Dino is a good deck and has the chance of winning against various decks. So that's a good point. But it doesn't have a specific deck it is very good against. So it cannot use TG Dino as the counter against other decks. So probably that's why they use that deck as the starter. And other thing is TG Dino is not good match against Onomato, so they are weak against Onomato's quick play spells and XC's monsters.
I see. So TG Dino is one of the better starter decks nowadays, because you probably do not expect people to start with Onomat, right? That is interesting. And the last question about the match report will be to ATM about closing the match. So Haru and Toku got quite a number of wins. So ATM, when he got sent in, he needed to get 3, and he managed to go 3-1. Is because ATM is a new player within Team Wars, is this just the start of what we will see from him? Will he repeat good performances?
Okay, so I'll ask. そうですね、まずコメントとして、スターターとしてオノマトが多かったというのから、最近は恐竜、TG が最初のデッキとして選ばれるようになっているかもしれませんねというコメントでした。で、ここから ATM さんへの質問というか、チームへの質問なんですけれども、今回、ハルさんとトクさんがかなり勝った後で、ATM さんが、3勝して、勝利を掴んだということなんですけれども、ATM さんとチームウォーズへの参戦は結構最近なんでしょうか？あまり試合は出たことなかったんでしょうか？これからいい結果が残したら、また出場機会がたくさんあるというふうに予測されてますか
？ATM 答えます。ATM は、チームウォーズ参加したのは今シーズンが初めてです。ずっと海外リーグとかには興味があったんですけど、それまで機会と思い切りがなかったんですけど、今回自身がちょっとKCGT 予選を突破して、ちょっと勢いもあるときに ツンツンさんに誘っていただいた形で今回思い切って参加を決めた感じです。ぜひ今後も
素晴らしい。はい。
今後も活躍して、いい成績を残せたらいいなと個人的には考えています。
はい、ありがとうございます。So yeah, actually it was ATM's first season in Team Worlds this time. So he has been always interested in joining international battles, but he didn't get a chance and maybe get the courage to join. But after passing the KCDT qualifications, so he was encouraged. And also TsunTsun invited to the Team Wars, and he finally in Team Wars. And yeah, ATM is very willing to participate more in duels and getting good results, bringing good results to the team.
That is very good to hear. That reflects his performance from KCGT. He did very well, and I hope he also does well further in Team Wars. So
Yeah, I agree.
the last question will be not in regards to Duel Links Taiwan, but in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh! Game Life, your next opponent in week 3. What do you expect out of them, or how are you going to prepare against them?
まずATM さんはそうですね、KCDC で素晴らしい結果を収めましたし、今度は個人というよりも、チームにいい結果をもたらすのを期待してますという、応援してますということでした。はい、で次は、次回のチームについて、どう思いますかですとか、どう準備しますかという質問だと思います。
ATM のノイズが
確かに。
音がちょっと一瞬ミュートにしてもらえると。そうですね、次も強い相手というより、このブロックはすごい強い相手が多いので、頑張って準備していきたいです。その具体的には、彼らの中の、エースメンバーのデッキとかを分析しつつ、僕たちがそのオノマトをよく使うっていうのも相手は分かっていると思うので、その、遊戯王の YGL の、僕たちの対策してくるデッキを逆に読んで、さらにいいデッキを当てることができたらなとは思ってます。
ありがとうございます。そうですね、相手がオノマトだけケアしてきても勝てないということですね。
そうですね。オノマトを僕たちが、そうですね。僕たちがオノマトをよく使うから、それに対抗するためのデッキを特に使ってくると思うので、そのデッキに対してカウンターがしっかりできるようにっていうのをしていきたいっていうところと、その彼らは僕たちの印象ではサイバードラゴンとかが好きなイメージもあるので、その辺とかも意識できたらなとは思ってます。
なるほど。はい、ありがとうございます。So, the division itself and the next opponent is really strong, so they need to prepare really well for the next matches. And specifically, they will analyze the opponent's ace decks and ace players. Like, they know the opponent is good at Cyber Dragon, for example. And again, they should know that Genkai code is good at Onomato, so they will try to counter Onomato. And then Genkai code will need to think about which deck to use to counter the counters.
I see. So I hope all the preparation goes well, and I think that would be it with the interview. So thank you everyone for coming in, and if you have any closing words, perhaps a message in Japanese for your fans.
Yeah. そう、これで、インタビューが終わりです。ありがとうございましたということで、最後に日本語で結構ですので、ファンに向けてですとか何か話したいことがあればお願いします。
はい。次は英語でインタビュー答えれるように勉強してきます。ありがとうございました。
So, TsunTsun will study English next time in order to answer questions in English. That's a good plan.
We will get to it eventually.
ATM さんはいかがでしょうか。
普段そのブログとかに 遊戯王の活動とかをまとめているので、日本語になるんですけど、よければ読んでいただけると嬉しいです。
チームのこと言えよ。
あとすごい長いです。
そうなんですね。
チームのこと言ってよ、チームのこと。
チームとか、じゃあチームのことなら、
頑張ります
そうです。メンバーがすごく強いチームなので、そのメンバーの力を活かせるようにいっぱい勝ちたいなって思います。
ありがとうございます。So, he first mentioned his personal thing. So, he has his blog and he's enthusiastically updates with very long text. So, if you get a chance, please visit and read them. And as for the team activity, Genkai Code has many strong players. So ATM wants to win many games among them to help teammates.
That is very heartwarming to hear. So I hope it goes very well for him and for Genkai Code. And I think that is everything. So thank you once again, everyone, for joining in, and see you another time.
Alright, and so right now we have an interview with Shaowz from Pharaohs, who went 6-1 for his team against Duel, giving his team a big win and bringing them up to 2-0 right now. Great start. Hello Shaowz, how are you tonight?
Hey Rad, what's up? What's up, guys? Oh, by the way, it was 6-2.
Oh, 6-2. Yes, you did lose. I was looking at the wins. You're right, but it still did great.
But
bringing Onomats and Thunder Dragons. How do you feel about both those decks?
in the current meta, they feel like, I would say, with the best decks. Onomats being the best deck right now. I think that's pretty undisputed at the moment. And Thunder Dragons being like a really good second option. It's just that for like non-side tournaments or like events, it just loses to itself sometimes. So it may feel that way. It's not, but I think they're both pretty good.
Yeah,
I enjoyed playing both of them.
Do you think they're a good pair together? Do you think they complement each other's weaknesses?
Yeah, I would say so. I think Thunder Dragon. I think most people would agree that Thunder Dragon hard loses to Gaia more often than not. So Onomats does pretty decent against Gaia. And now in terms of the Onomat weakness, people would say Thunder Dragon beats Onomat. So I mean, that would mean that you would have to run a mirror match. But I think that the other way around it's worth.
Yes, worth going Thunder Dragon first and having Onomat to back it up after it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see pretty much all over Team Wars. Onomat is always just streaking. It's just dumb.
Yeah. It's just really consistent at what it does. And if you play, I guess perfectly in a way, outside of the mirror match, you kind of just beat every deck. Unless they outdraw you. So
yeah,
it feels that way.
It's really crazy. Even with the nerfs and stuff, it still finds its way to the top of just the meta and everything. Hopefully they're gonna nerf it soon. Or new cards with pendulums coming soon and how they adapt.
Oh yeah.
So going into this deck, you guys, obviously for Onomat you brought Thunder Dragon. You were ready for it. Let's see, going in you brought Thunder Dragon against Onomat to counter it, and it did work out for you guys pretty well as you won. And then, just like you were saying earlier, you guys you had to face a Thunder Dragon mirror, as that was Grim Reaper's second deck. You paired Thunder Dragon Onomat, but it was Thunder Dragon with Charge. Do you think Charge or Gold Sark is a better version?
I think Charge version is more sacky, but I think it's a bit more high roll. And the deck already breaks as is, so I think the Sark version is, in my opinion, I think it's better. I think the Charge version has more plays you can make at the cost of slight consistency, but
Yeah, that makes.
Other than that, I think both are really cool. I think I like the charge version more because it's more high roll, but like that's just like a personal thing.
Yeah.
But I would rather play the Sark version if I'm like trying to win.
Trying to win. I always love the Saki decks, but yeah, the Sark is nice. Yeah, so going into it, when you were coming in, the score was, I mean, it was 2-2, pretty even match. You feel like you were gonna change the side of the war? You felt good coming in?
I felt, normal. I was like, all right, another war, let's do it. I was like, all right, I gotta come in, I gotta beat his deck, hopefully beat his second deck, and we'll see how far we can take it. Yeah, I was confident that I was gonna beat his deck, and when he came in with the mirror match, I was like, all right, cool. I just have to like, draw decent.
Yeah.
And I should be fine. And that didn't happen.
Yeah. But it opened the way for your Onomats to really beat them anyways.
Yeah.
After that, they brought in Harpies. How do you feel as Harpies as a counter to Onomat?
I think they understood the strategy behind my tech choices and decided that maybe we should just try to pop the back row, and I don't think it worked out for them.
Yeah, because they even repeated and you beat them again, making them go and having them.
Yeah.
And then it seems to me that they were kind of out of Onomat counters, because after that their only option was to bring in the mirrors with Ryu Zane.
Yeah, I mean they had another Thunder Dragon in the back. The thing is that they were shook by the trap cards I was running, which is pretty much all the traps I was running was anti Thunder Dragon. Like so they're in their mindset. They're like, all right, we can't really run this matchup.
Yeah.
But I think it probably still would have been best to send it.
And just hope you didn't get enough traps to counter them.
Yeah, either that or like they should have sent the Ano Mirror first instead of sending Harpies.
And I mean, you're right. It definitely did scare them because probably Harpies in turn was also them being afraid of the traps you had, so they wanted to bring in Harpies to be able to dispose of them.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know. I think that's I think the Automat mirror match would have just been better, like because those traps they're like decent in the Automat mirror match, but like the standard list, I guess you could say, should be able to beat it more often than not. Granted, I did beat Ryu Zane's Automat list.
You beat it twice. You burned through both their repeats, making 2 of their plays.
But I would say it wasn't played to the best that it could have been. So, but yeah, it was.
At the end of the day, it is a mirror match. It's gonna come down.
Yeah.
Really. But it worked out for you. You went 6-2, losing the mirror. That's how they ended up counting with another mirror yet again.
Yeah. I had I think I had finally drawn Xyz block in that game where it was dead.
Oh, yeah.
So it was just I had a really awkward opening hand. I had like double draw, which it's not awkward. Like it's okay. It's just that I couldn't really top deck out of it. So like, and he had full combo with Automat with back row. So like, which is not hard to do. I just didn't open it.
It is what it is. I mean, but you still ended up going 6-2 for your team. It definitely pushed them ahead. It brought the score from 2-2 to 8-4, which is just a huge lead. It's hard to fall from that, really.
Yeah.
Especially when it's only 2 decks left you have to beat. They don't really, once you get to like 8 wins, they don't really have any more options to counter. They just have to hope they get lucky with the matchups.
Yeah.
Or they can sack hard enough. Which obviously Nyx had Thunder Dragons there ready to counter on a mat with a repeat, which he did lose.
Yeah.
He had the repeat to back it up.
Yeah.
And winning that pretty much sealed the win for you guys, bringing you to 10-6. You guys are undefeated, 2-0. How do you feel about that so far?
It feels great. We're trying to take this dub. We're trying to go all the way.
They're currently 2nd place in the division though, still behind Phoenix, just by a bit.
Yeah, not for long.
You guys are tied.
We're about
to better RD. Oh yeah, you guys are fighting Phoenix next week. That will be exciting. Watch. Right now,
I'm excited.
I mean, there's a lot of there's 3 undefeated teams. Phoenix is in first with a round differential of 9, and you're tied with Diffusion for second. with a round differential of 2.
Yeah.
I mean, round differential of 7. But yeah, pretty exciting. I mean, next week is going to be a fun match versus Phoenix. Because, I mean, you guys are both teams that have been here for a while. You guys both know how to win team, how to win in team, and be successful. So it's going to be exciting to see what kind of decks you guys bring, what kind of strategies you bring for each other. One thing I noticed, both you guys have gotten like pretty fresh rosters, kind of, you know, a lot of new faces. At least, especially Phoenix. It's going to be fun to see. You got any words for Phoenix before you guys fight?
I hope the homies Scorp and Tenma show up so I could beat their ass.
Yeah.
The APK homies.
Oh, they should have joined Pharaohs with you.
I mean, me joining Pharaohs was like a last minute thing, so I don't blame them.
Fair
like,
enough.
They were already on Phoenix by the time I decided to come back and join Pharaohs. So, but yeah, no, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait for next week or for this upcoming match. Even if I don't play, I can't wait to see.
Can't wait to see how it goes for your team. Yeah, that's definitely a match of the week. Definitely be broadcasting on the main channel for everyone to watch. So I'm looking forward to that. The others of you guys watching Team Wars Tag, make sure you tune in for that. It should be very fun. You guys don't have a time set for it yet, I don't believe. No, you guys do. It's Sunday at high noon EST.
Yeah, Sunday at noon.
That'll be fun to watch. Everyone should tune in for that for sure. And it's going to be coming right after the MCS, so who knows? Maybe some spicy new decks will be popping up out there, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, should be fun to watch. What I'll say. I mean, you have any thoughts on the meta you'd like to say, or hopefully pendulums can spice things up, but we'll have to wait and see for that, I guess.
I really just I'm just praying for a ban list.
Me too. Me too.
I just want a good ban list.
Yeah.
I think Automat needs to be if not murdered, at least to a point to where it's a trap deck.
Yeah.
And I mean, I know people don't like trap decks, but
to the point where you can.
I'm all for.
You don't get sacked.
Usage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the point
I'm
where
all for deck usage.
I agree. I love seeing just new decks pop out. I really don't like it when they just kind of revive old meta decks. I love seeing new decks a little bit, but a little bit of everything.
Yeah. But I'm hopeful. I think I don't think there's gonna be a lot of pendulum stuff that'll be insane at launch. But I could be wrong. There's a lot of pendulum cards that are just not amazing in the TCG that probably could be broken in Duel Links.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully they give us some good pendulum cards. But nobody knows.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out here tonight. Great to have you on for the interview. Of course, you got any closing words you want to say out there?
Shout out to all the homies. You guys know who you are if you're the homies. Shout out to my old Bless RNG team. They built me up from the ground up.
So rocking that Bless RNG profile.
Of course, always will. Shout out to Pharaohs, for taking me in and helping me de-rust, because I did take a break from the game for half a year. So, shout out to APK. We have disbanded, but we are still, homies at heart. So, shout out to the Team Wars organization, man.
Thank you.
We such a well-ran league and Discord, and everything is just great. Unlike other leagues, not gonna say anything, but I'm excited to be playing again. So
yeah, thanks for coming, and for those of you watching, stay tuned. We got more interviews and more meta discussion coming up later in this Team Talks. Hello everyone, welcome. We have an interview here with PopayMaster, who played wonderfully for his team, going 5-1 to help him secure the victory against Switcheroo, one of the top teams in this league, bringing Toon's squad up to 1-1, which is really big for them, beating the big team. How do you feel about that win, Popay?
Well, I'm pretty happy. So first of all, thanks for inviting me. That's the first time. I mean, I was listening to the Team Wars talk for quite some time, and this is the first time to join that. So thanks for the invitation.
Of course,
So
of course.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty happy. I wasn't expecting to streak during that match, and it's also switcher. Or like for the team, I was the one which was a little bit scared of the team. I was like, okay, maybe we are not enough. Like we didn't trade enough to face switcher. I was the one which was really scared about the game. But like they are like I'm a big fan of the team. They are really great players, and honestly, we played our best. We try decks that we know. We know how to play them. We didn't try something that we didn't train enough. And honestly, I was I watched a replay and I was pretty lucky with my hand. I'm not gonna complain about that's the game. I'm sorry for Switch Hero, like they didn't have like great hand, and I had like everything needed for to win the game. But that's the thing. So I'm sorry for them, but I'm really happy for Toon Squad. It was a hard game. So yeah.
Yeah, exciting. So I can imagine going into preparation for Switcher, you guys are really working hard because you knew Switcher was on top teams. You had to be on your best game in order to win this, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mumu really wanted like every only players that train at least maybe twice, one or twice per day. Like he pinged everyone and say, okay, I'm sorry if you're not part of the lineup for this week, but I really want because we are facing Switcher, I really want players that they train every day. They know the deck very well. So it was a great thing to do that. We didn't do training like internally. We did that, but not that much. But Mumu really told us, forced us to train every deck, every pair. The pair we wanted to bring during the war. So it was a great preparation. Even if we're trying to avoid our mistake for the last season. So we were not training that much, or maybe we were playing decks that we didn't master, let's say. So this season we are trying other things or other process. So trying to only bring decks that we know, try to train every day if it's possible, even if it's not possible to do it internally, to do it on our side. So this is some new changes, and it looks like it's working right now. So it's great.
Yeah, seems to pay off you guys pretty well. Sure, it's exciting. See, you brought Thunder Dragon and Onomat as a combo, which I noticed is pretty common as a pairing. You like that pair?
I really like the pair, and also it's one of the two decks I'm playing at the moment. I didn't want I asked Momo if it's possible to put me on the Thunder Dragon Onomat pair, but if it's needed, I can always switch to another one. But it's the two. I like the pair, and if it's working, these pairs can streak. It can win pretty much all all games, pretty much all games if you don't break. So that's the main reason why I'm playing this pair, and also because I like Thunder Dragons. I know if you have a good hand, you can do some crazy stuff. As for Onomat, well, it's a tier 0, so everyone's playing this.
Absolutely.
This deck. It was mainly for Thunder Dragon. I was they wanted to put me on Gaia or other decks, but I was no guys, this is the deck I'm playing pretty much every day, also in tournament and other wars. So if it's possible to keep Thunder Dragon for me, and it looks like it worked. But it's
sounds like it worked. Yeah. Let's go talk about the match. Going into the match, you guys were off to a little bit of a rough start. I mean, going into your match, you were down 5-6. Right? How did you feel about the war at that point before you came in? How did you feel about it?
Well, we at the beginning we were okay, if they're gonna streak, we're gonna lose pretty badly. So we didn't expect to be a pretty tie on the score, we were 6-6, 6-7. So and honestly, on our side, we were okay, we did our best until now. We will Popay try to win. Do your best, even if you cannot win, you at least try your best, because everyone did that. Joe won 2 games, Dragon won 1 game, and Momo won 2 games. So everyone was winning at least 1 game, and I was okay, I need to also to show them I can at least
you
win 1 game.
You did more than just that, yeah.
Yeah. But that was the main we were discussing together, and everyone was okay, Popay, try your best, but it's fine if you don't streak. It's switcher. Everyone was aware it's a big team.
Big team, yeah. It's not
no
easy win.
There.
Yeah, but you came in with Thunder Dragons. I'm wondering about Thunder. How do you feel about the Stark version versus the Charge version? Which version do you think is better in this meta?
I was playing. I mean, a long time ago, I was playing the charge version because I really like the fact to mill cards into grave, and then it's easier to use your combo. But then I was looking at other deck lists and mainly other wars, and I was looking like in a tournament without any without any side, no side format, or war without any side. How's the Thunder Dragon deck list like? And everyone was pretty much playing this kind of version without the charge one. So I'd say, okay, I'm gonna maybe like, there's a reason for the rest of for the rest to play this version. So I just tried for a couple of days, a couple of weeks, and it was working pretty fine. And I was also playing this this version in other tournaments, and it was doing well. So I decided I'm gonna keep something that I know and not just test something during a war. Like I didn't have the time to test other version. I saw the charge one. It was like in the new version of the charge one. I was like, well, it's fine. Maybe I should try it, but I didn't have the time, so I just stick with what I know. Yeah.
But it worked out. You won 2 pretty good matchups. You beat Harpies, which is, I mean, pretty decent matchup, and you also beat Gaia on the counter. How'd you feel about that duel, beating Gaia? How'd that go?
So I was the one telling the team like, okay, I'm dead. They're gonna bring Gaia. It's like the hard counter.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
What the team told me, it was correct. They told me no. It's like on paper, it's a hard counter because of the field spell. But if you can get rid of this field spell and he doesn't have enough back row to stop your Levy or whatever, you should be fine. Just like it's. So they told me like stop being scared of the matchup. Just start and see what's going on. And if you start as a turn 1 and you're turn 2 and you have enough thing to stop him, and I was pretty like, let's be honest, I was lucky, like he couldn't get his combo, like because like you don't have book to stop like his main monster. Like you don't have a lot of things to you don't have anything to stop his monster. So I was like, okay, let's see what's happening if I break, if I don't. And I was pretty lucky in this game. Like he started, he breaked, and then I had Levy in the hand and I have everything to start the combo. So that's why I was like, okay, we did not so much mistake, but on the other side, we were pretty lucky with the hand that we had. Like for Thunder Dragon, I had pretty much everything against the Gaia matchup.
Yeah, and then they did end up beating you on the repeat, but you still got the 1 win out of them, which was pretty big because it took out their second deck, really, and it let you kind of take over with Onomat for the rest of the game, it seemed.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So for me, on paper, it's like it's a counter, but it's not a hard counter. You can still win with Thunder Dragon. So the team was right. Like I started to have like some pressure. Like, okay, guys, I'm sorry for that. Like this is the hard counter. I'm gonna lose. I did my best, but they told me just stop talking and focus on the game, and we're gonna see. We can discuss just after the game, and they were right. So thanks again for the advice. It was great.
Because that Onomat, I mean, like after that, it really opened it because they had no more Onomat counters after you beat that Gaia. I assume their second deck would have had something for Onomat, considering they paired with Gaia.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm checking right now the prayer, and I think since they repeat, like I get rid of the second deck. Yeah, you're right. So this was actually a good thing for us. And then I just remember I had a mirror match, and I think it was the last game. It was,
the last game.
Onomat. This one was crazy because if I'm gonna be honest, I had one MST in the deck list. So I had like 2 lands and 1 MST, and I remember I just top decked the only MST, and my opponent, he only set one back row. So that's why I was like, okay, I think it's my day today. I have everything I needed, and so it worked against the Onomat matchup. Otherwise, without the MST, because it was a book set, so I think I was dead.
Yeah, that's perfect. Worked out just for you. I mean, even if you did lose, I would assume your last player would have had something for Onomat, but it's still nice to get the win out because Onomat can always streak. You never know.
Exactly. Yeah. And I mean the player like ACT and Shaowz, they are like excellent players.
Yeah,
like,
great players.
You need to avoid any mistake of them. So,
you can't afford, because especially with a deck like Onomat, it could easily just turn the tides of any war. Just streak back.
Yeah. It feels great to see like I mean, it's Onomat and it's like the best deck right now, but it always feels great when you streak with one deck.
Of course.
You feel like more comfortable.
You feel more confident. Yeah, that's all for that match, right? 10-7, great win, brings you up to 1-1 in the standings. Let's take a look at these standings right now. You are sitting at, my apologies, but you are sitting at a comfortable, let's see, comfortable 4th place, which is, I mean, pretty solid, you know, middle of the division, 1-1 right now. Looking pretty good for you guys.
I mean, for sure, it's much better than the previous season for us. So everyone is like really happy and motivated to train more and more. When you see good score and you see like the team, like everyone is doing their best, and we see like we are improving. Everyone, it's like coming by themselves. Everyone wants to train, wants to be part of the lineup, and so it's going like everything is going much better than what we had previously. So it's perfect.
Great, you guys seem to have improved a lot with your team chemistry, especially. Next week, you guys are facing SEM. How do you feel about that?
So if we didn't win against Switch Hero, it was I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to cry. Like we are facing too many teams. But yeah, right now after Switch Hero, I'm hoping like we could streak one more time and do our best, and maybe like I mean not maybe, but we will try our best to win the game. We just have to be like we just have to train enough and just to be aware that it's gonna be a tough game, just like Switch Hero. They are like big teams, big players.
Yeah, one's gonna be a team. SEM is on not doing too great this season. They're currently 0-2, but you know it's still a great team. They can obviously still bring their best game, and it's gonna be a tough match. It'll be fun to watch for sure, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm really happy to see the match. So we are currently discussing with the team like how to play, how to train, like so it's good. Just after Switch Hero, everyone was really motivated and started to discuss about the next war. So that's great. Like this is something like if we like even if we will lose against SEM, it's fine. Like everyone is all it's still motivated to continue to train every day and just keep improving. So that's the spirit right now.
Exactly. Yeah, thank you for being on here today. Do you have any final words, any shout outs you want to give?
So thanks for inviting me again. So it was a great experience. So just a big shout out to all my like Toon squad, AD, Tier Baguette, and other teams that I'm part of, and the one that will be listening to this talk. But yeah, thanks for the invitation again.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it.
Of course, it was great to have you. And for you guys watching, thank you for watching this interview. We'll be bringing you more interviews every week now for Team Wars Talks. It should be fun. Yeah, all for this interview.